Our Tomka soup is done now, and to present the soup, you put just a little bit of cilantro on top, and it looks really
nice.
pretty, adds some color to it, and now we have that all finished. So our next dish is going to be the asparagus and peanut sauce on top of brown rice, jasmine brown rice. And Sandra, if you'll cut up part of this, and I'm going to start chopping this. Now, when I was a little girl, my grandfather used to stop alongside the road in Wisconsin, and he would pick wild asparagus. And that's how I grew up learning to love asparagus, just picking it wild along the roadside. It's really yummy. And asparagus is loaded with vitamins. Just think of the alphabet. Vitamin A, B, and C are in asparagus. And it also has a phytochemical in it that's called glutathione. And I know glutathione is good for us, isn't it?
It's a great detoxicant in the liver. In fact, it's so high in glutathione that some people advocate using asparagus to get rid of a hangover. Of course, we know that alcohol in any form, in any amount, is a toxin to the liver and to the brain. So the goal here is to actually use this as a way to enhance your ability to get rid of normal toxins. Another thing, Karen, is that most people don't realize that the most common cause of liver disease isn't alcohol, but it's actually excess weight in the midsection and too many refined calories. And so again, this way of eating, this type of diet is the perfect way to get the weight off and help the liver regenerate so we don't end up having liver problems.
Well, did you know that there's about 9 cups of asparagus in this dish, which actually comes to about 36 grams of fiber, which is almost your whole total day's requirement.
Right.
Because we're supposed to get about 40. And
that's assuming you eat all the asparagus.
well, you don't want to eat it all yourself. But that's if you eat all the asparagus. But you share it with a few friends, you're still going to get a boatload of fiber in this dish.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to get this cooking. So I think what we'll do is, once we have this all in there, we'll move this over to another burner, and we'll get the onions sauteing, because we have asparagus and onions that go on top the jasmine brown rice, and then we make the peanut sauce to go on top. Okay, let's just throw these last few ones in there and put the lid on. We can move that out. Now we're going to get the onions going, and we'll move that over to that burner just as soon as, okay. And we want the asparagus to cook just long enough so it's still crisp and tender. All right. Now we're going to start working on peanut sauce. And the peanut sauce, let's get those burners turned on.
That's one of my favorite parts of Thai food, is the peanut sauce.
Oh, I know it. It is so yummy. Okay, and then we'll get the onions going. Sure we got the right burner on. Okay. Now, the peanut sauce calls for 1 can of coconut milk. You can use the light coconut milk, or if you don't mind having a little added fat, you can just use the straight coconut milk.
Now, Dr. Youngberg, you were telling us earlier how coconut milk is good for people with pneumonia. What other benefits does coconut have?
Yes, not only is it great for kids in particular, or the elderly that have problems with or risk for pneumonia, but it's a great antibacterial and great antifungal. It's good for the skin. It's good for a lot of things. So it's good for us to take advantage of this in any recipes that we can put it in.
Okay, we're going to get the coconut milk simmering, and then we're going to add 3/4 cup of peanut butter. And remember, you want to use the natural peanut butter.
Without the sugar.
No sugar and no partially hydrogenated fats, which are trans fats. So this is natural peanut butter.
What are some of the qualities that peanuts have? Because I know that a lot of nuts are good for heart disease and curing and preventing it.
Nuts are definitely good for heart disease. Interesting studies have shown that peanuts also can lower the risk of heart attacks by up to 50% if you use them on a regular basis. So I enjoy using peanut butter on a regular basis, or any of the nut butters are going to be really good.
Doctor, would you just stir those a little bit for me? Okay, now we've got the coconut milk heating up, the asparagus is going. And I'm using a steamer for the asparagus, so The water is boiling down here, and none of the asparagus is sitting in water. It's just being nicely steamed. We're getting the coconut milk going. Okay, medium high. And now we're going to add the 3/4 cup of peanut butter.
You know, peanuts are also a real rich source of resveratrol, and which are rich in the grape skins.
Oh,
And
yes.
there's a lot of research out of Harvard and other places that show it expands life expectancy. It does so many good things.
So do I need to turn that down just a little bit?
And you know, another tip about the coconut milk is that some people use that to help them with weight loss. And there's more and more studies suggesting that that's actually a fact.
Okay, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the peanut sauce and 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So let's get a tablespoon of lemon juice in here, a little bit more, and mix that in. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Sandra, if you could, here's the water. If you could, 1/4 cup of water for me. I'm going to get this stirring.
I don't think I've ever recommended peanut butter for the flu, but come to think of it, resveratrol, which is very high in peanuts, helps inhibit the reproduction of the influenza virus by up to 90%. So I'm going to have to start recommending that now because that makes perfect sense.
Sure does. Okay, now we're going to add some sucanat to this. And our sucanat is the dehydrated cane juice. And you know, you can start with about 1/3 cup of sucanat. If you like your peanut sauce a little sweeter than that, and I do like mine a little bit sweeter, you can add just a little bit more to it. It's kind of to taste, however you like your peanut sauce. So I'm going to pour that in and mix that up and let that cook.
These aromas are reminding me when I spent a week in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Good food the entire week.
Yeah. Now, if you like your peanut sauce to have just a little bit of kick, you know, a little bit spicy. Now, I don't especially like spice, but my husband and my sons like spice. So you can put just a little bit of the red curry in it. And I don't put very much in, but you know, you can do less than 1/8 teaspoon, or that's kind of to taste as well. And that's from red chili peppers. So we'll mix that in. And now we're going to get our plate, and the rice cooker is right over there. Sandra, if you wouldn't mind bringing me some rice. Okay, looks like our onions are doing well. And I don't think our asparagus is quite finished cooking. So if you would grab that bag of asparagus over there for me, I'm going to show them what the finished product should look like. I've got some cooked asparagus all here ready to show you how to set this plate up.
All right, here's the rice.
So we have our cooked brown jasmine rice, and I'm going to add to this our cooked asparagus and onions and put that right on top. Okay. And now our peanut sauce.
It's smelling very good.
Oh, it is smelling good. This is still cooking, so want to hand me that peanut sauce in that container. We have some already prepared for you, so we're just going to add a little bit more. And this is the finished cooked product. And you just pour that right on top your asparagus and your onions, and then you top it off with a few chopped peanuts.
Ooh, that looks good.
And there you have your Thai dish with asparagus. I think you're really going to like this dish. It's one of our favorites, so please give it a try. And don't go very far, because we'll be right back.
Karen Houghton, host of the TV series Naturally Gourmet, has developed a wonderful cookbook from her years of experience preparing tasty and healthy meals from a plant-based diet. In her cookbook Naturally Gourmet, Karen features a wide variety of recipes, from baked breads to sumptuous soups, from excellent entrees to delightful desserts.
I'm Karen Houghton, and if you've been enjoying these programs, I want to tell you about our new website, www.naturallygourmet.com. At that website, we have available DVDs, full set of them from all these cooking shows. We also have available a cookbook called Naturally Gourmet with more recipes and more health information.
Order Naturally Gourmet today for only $24.99 plus shipping and handling at naturallygourmet.com or call 760-723-8082. That's 760-723-8082. Your adventure into healthy living is only a phone call away.